Do any of your makeup tables look like this after getting ready for the day? This isn't even the worst of it. I've had worse. And don't even get me started on when I do a cosplay. It's like a bomb went off. Hey guys, what's up? So I'm just kind of making an impulsive video today, and I've wanted to do videos like this in the past, but I wasn't sure when, and today's the day! The first edition of Stories with Sempai! It's the story of my first fist fight, and to this day has been my only fist fight. 5th grade, I met this girl, and she just did not like me. I was very happy and go lucky, and I was kind of like the ignorant, chubby kid in middle school. She just did not like me, and she picked on me a lot, like a lot. It was a lot of bullying involved, and then she had a conspirator with her, and they kind of worked together and would just torture me and make fun of me from what I wore, how I looked, to things I said, and it made me very self-conscious as a child. You know, it's all good now, but it's fabulous. But this girl just continued to bully me throughout middle school, and then we got to about 6th or 7th grade, and she started getting physical. She started throwing things at me. She would just, slam lockers in my face and stuff like that, and it started getting me really concerned, and I was scared. And at the time, I was taking some kickboxing classes. I just started boxing, and so I knew it wasn't like they say that kickboxing isn't a form of self-defense, but it at least gives you that kind of like motion of the ocean, like you know how to throw a punch or two. This whole fight came down at the school dance. So this was a social, we called it, in middle school. She started throwing sharp objects at me in front of parents. He brought it up to parents' attention, and they completely ignored it. They just are like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it, we'll talk to her. And afterward, as I walked away, I saw them roll their eyes, and they just continued with their conversation. So obviously, I wasn't going to have any help from parents who were chaperoning. So then we went to the gym, and the gym was divided, so half of the room was for dancing, and then the other half was for basketball. I was playing basketball and just kind of goofing around, and then she started throwing basketballs at me, and really hard, and like at the face. It wasn't even like, it was like just, it was bad. And basketballs are really hard. They were like that really hard rubber texture, and she was like chucking them. I was like, dude, you can't do that. And I got really pissed. It was just like years of this bullying by her, and it just like built up to this one point. She threw a basketball at me, I caught it, and I tossed it away, and I approached her, and I started throwing punches. I am by no means a professional boxer, and I was so awkward. I can't even stress to you how awkward I was at this age. I am just like such a dork, flailing my fists at her arm, and then all of a sudden a crowd comes out of boys. Girl, fight! And then like all of these boys are coming around, fight, fight, fight! And this girl she's bigger than me. She was taller, she was thicker, and she was an athlete, so she had muscle, whereas I was just all chub. I threw a few punches at her arm, and then I stopped, and she smiled at me, and then she just looked down at my gut, and then she just goes, ooh! And I was like, ah! It hurt so bad. She did not hold back at all from hitting me in the stomach. It was one blow, and whereas I gave her like 3 or 4, but the difference in area on the body makes a huge difference in terms of pain. She clearly wanted to hurt me and didn't like that I was fighting back. So needless to say, I lost the fight. So after that blow, I was like, I'm gonna die. I fled, basically, and I went into the bathroom stall, and I was just crying, and I was so mixed about the whole thing at the time. Like, I felt so bad for punching her in the arm. I just got so mad, and like all this stuff built up, and I felt like I needed to do this, and like, I felt so terrible for punching her in the arm, and guilty, and I was like in the bathroom crying because my stomach hurt, and I felt bad that I punched her, and it was this whole thing. And I could hear like boys who were watching the fight. They were trying to check on me in the bathroom, but I just was like crying and I didn't want to hear anything about it. So I hid in the bathroom until the dance ended. I went to the school because the school found out eventually, and the principal sat us down and I explained to him like she was throwing objects at me, she's been bullying me for years, and so it was a matter of self-defense. And she ended up getting suspended for a little bit. After she came back from school, after her suspension, she didn't talk to me for the next 2 or 3 years. And then when we got into high school, she actually started to get a little acquainted with me in friendly ways. Like, we actually came to, like, I wouldn't say friends, but we were like happy acquaintances is how I would describe it. So we were able to, you know, talk to each other without bickering, and she never bullied me ever again. And in fact, I think that was the end of her bullying days. Everybody always says that violence isn't the answer, but in my case it kind of was. Honestly, I always look back and I feel like that was a big turning point in my life for many reasons. For one, it stopped her from bullying me. It taught her a lesson and made her a better person. It made me a better person. No one was seriously injured. Like, I didn't have, I had like a little bruising in the stomach area, and I don't think that she was hurt at all. So, yeah, I don't know. It was just one of my proudest moments as an awkward middle school child. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hit me up with a like if you enjoyed my story, and make sure you subscribe to stay tuned to more videos. Alright, bye you guys.